Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the Noon News from Montana's news leader.
A very good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Noon News this midweek. I'm Samantha Sullivan. Well, local health officials report they are looking into 6 whooping cough cases in the Missoula area. 3 students at Sentinel High School tested positive for the disease, according to a message sent out to parents on Tuesday. The Missoula County Health Department says between the 6 cases, more than 300 close contacts have been identified who may have been exposed to the disease. The ages of those with confirmed cases range from kids of preschool age through teenagers, with 1 case requiring hospitalization. Those affected are a mix of both vaccinated and unvaccinated children, according to the health department. Health officials note there are more suspected cases of whooping cough that are currently being tested in a Missoula lab. In other news this afternoon, in Helena, Governor Steve Bullock praising the passage of HANA's Act, the bill that aims to help the epidemic of missing and murdered Native Americans across Montana. This bill will create a missing persons specialist. The position will oversee entries into the National Crime Information Center database. Governor Bullock intends to sign other bills addressing this issue as well. Well, the bill initially proposed as a way to extend the life of Colstrip could be on its last leg. The bill would give Northwestern Energy control over a power line from Colstrip to Townsend. The main bill containing the proposal has been killed. That means the only way something survives is by inserting it into another bill.
People are too painted in their corners. I will be surprised if this occurs, and I will be disappointed that it did not, because we could have done well for Montana had we held a different conversation earlier.
If there's any hope for the Save Colstrip bill, they'll have to get something done quickly. Lawmakers could be ending the session as soon as tomorrow. And the future of Colstrip power plants are debated as those debates are going on in Helena. Lawmakers in Washington state vote to phase out all fossil fuels. The 2 climate change bills are now headed to Governor Jay Inslee's desk. They appear to put Colstrip's future even more in doubt. One of the bill calls for Washington state utilities to phase out all coal-fired power by 2025 and eliminate all natural gas generated by electricity by 2045. It also includes a provision that forces utilities to pay a penalty fee if they fail to phase out those fossil fuels. Much of the electricity from the Colstrip plants in Montana currently goes to Washington state. Well, now we'll turn things over to Ed in the Weather Center. Ed, next week we're coming up on May, and it looks like it's going to be a little cooler as we start the next month.
That's right. You remember you put those longer jackets and coats? Because we may need them again. Let's go ahead and take a look. Regionally, what we're looking at is cooler than average temperatures, about a 40 to 60% chance that the temperatures will be cooler than the seasonal averages. By this time of the year, in early May, we'd be talking about mainly the low 60s during the afternoon and 40s for the overnight lows. Well, much of the country will still be warmer than average. And as far as precipitation goes, a little drier in the southeast, but much of the nation, including across Montana and northern Wyoming, is leaning towards wetter than average conditions. We'll give you a little sneak peek at that and the short-term forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Ed. Well, police are waiting on an autopsy to determine what led to the death of a Minnesota man whose truck was found submerged in a river. 58-year-old John MacArthur was found dead in the Missouri River near Craig. MacArthur has an address listed in Cascade, Montana. His body was found in a brand new Toyota truck along with his dog, who also died. Well, Billings police officers are found justified in the shooting death of a 26-year-old man back in January. Police responded to a pawn shop to find Chance Mavity trying to sell stolen guns. Mavity fled on foot, and when officers told him to stop, he fired back at those officers. The jury deliberated for less than an hour in that case. A Kalispell-based asphalt company faces $250,000 in OSHA fines for 23 separate violations. It stems from an incident last October when 3 Nelcon Incorporated workers were injured while constructing a new section of highway between Laurel and Rockvale. The 3 workers suffered 2nd and 3rd degree burns when ambient temperature oil was poured from the top of an excavator bucket into an oil expansion tank. When the air temperature oil came into contact with the 450 degree oil already in the tank, hot oil released from the fill cap burning the workers. That reaction caused one of those workers to fall about 15 feet. OSHA says Nelcon failed in multiple safety areas and failed to report the incident within 24 hours. MTN has reached out to the company for comment, but has not yet heard back. Well, new information surrounding a vote of no confidence in the Gallatin County 911 Dispatch Center. The issue coming from Bozeman police officers and firefighters. MTN's Cody Boyer explains.
When you lose communications, that opens up mistakes that could potentially be made and result in injuries or deaths.
In the service of saving and protecting lives, time and managing that time is key. Bozeman Police Protection Agency President Anthony Hutchings says that's how the union's conversation began.
What we're looking for is the hard evidence of why are we choosing this route we've been taking when it's not working.
Anthony says the Police Protective Associations and the Firefighters Local 613's letter states and notes several key factors, including understaffing issues with 911 and outdated communication. He does say that this is not a new issue.
The issues that we were experiencing with just inside Bozeman with law enforcement was our radios just weren't getting out, and it was a safety risk.
The letter also states that out of 611 sirens this year, only 129 of those calls met the operation procedure goal of 60 seconds in response time. In part of a statement, County Administrator Jim Dorr said, quote, "A complaint from a labor union is an issue between that group and its employer, and we are not going to get in the middle of that," end quote. Sheriff Brian Gutkin says while the union's concerns are heard, dispatches have been working hard.
The county's in a unique position where we have to worry and work with everyone in the county. That's 22 emergency responding agencies. We can't just be focused on one or two agencies. We have to be focused on everyone.
He adds while a former Sheriff's Department employee serves as the interim director, the center fully cooperates with all agencies.
He is not in there permanently. I've made that crystal clear since day one. But for him to inherit and step up and take on that challenge, I could not give them enough credit.
While the unions wait for a response, Hutchings says first responders will not falter in doing what they do best.
There won't be any loss of services from us. We're going to keep doing what we do and provide them the best police and fire services that we can for this community.
In Bozeman, Cody Boyer, MTN News.
The unions gave the county a deadline for this Friday, April 26th, to respond. Well, meanwhile, work on the Bozeman Law and Justice Center will move forward after a lawsuit is finally settled surrounding a ballot initiative dispute. Roger Koopman will get paid $22,000. He brought forth a suit saying the city didn't better educate voters on the issue. The city will now immediately begin construction of that project. Well, coming up here on the noon news, tensions between the president and Congress seem to be getting worse. We'll have an update from Washington. But first, Ed will join us with a look at the midweek forecast. We'll be right back.
You're watching MTN News with Samantha Sullivan, Storm Tracker weather with Ed McIntosh, and Farm and Ranch News from the Montana Ag Network. This is the noon news on Q2, Montana's news leader.